This is a heartbreaking story of Eminem from being poor to the most famous rapper alive. So that ain't what the story says, but it's from being poor to the rap guy. It's like the same thing. Full documentary. I will leave a link in the description below if you want to go check out the original video. Yes, sir.
A rapper, record producer, songwriter, and actor, Eminem has a wide range of talents.
I've been writing lyrics since I was like 14 years old, and just the more I wrote, the better I kept getting at it.
It is widely considered that he is one of the greatest and most influential artists of all time. He has been named King of Hip Hop by Rolling Stone magazine and one of the 100 greatest artists of all time.
What Eminem
He is the king of hip hop. Got over 100 greatest. Like, bro, what up? Yo, y'all shouldn't have put him. Y'all should have put him in the top five. Y'all feel?
did was just come out and be such an original artist, in terms of perspective and style.
I still feel like I'm an underground artist, regardless of how many units I sell. The subject matter and the topics that I rap about are still underground.
I mean, in the simplest way to look at it, he made being a white rapper okay. But beyond that, he's really redefined hip hop.
I tell it like it is, and when you buy a Slim Shady album, you're gonna get Slim Shady.
He released successful albums such as the Slim Shady LP and the Marshall Mathers LP.
I feel like if you want to sue me at this point, just take a number because there's a lot of people in line.
His legal troubles have been numerous.
Whoa. Sorry. They was suing him? I think I heard that they tried to sue him, or did they sue him? Let's further get into these details. Wait a minute. Sorry.
A rapper, record producer, songwriter, and actor, Eminem has a wide range of talents.
I've been writing lyrics since I was like 14 years old, and just the more I wrote, the better I kept getting at it.
It is widely considered that he is one of the greatest and most influential artists of all time. He has been named King of Hip Hop by Rolling Stone magazine and one of the 100 greatest artists of all time.
What Eminem did was just come out and be such an original artist, in terms of perspective and style.
I still feel like I'm an underground artist, regardless of how many units I sell. The subject matter and the topics that I rap about are still underground.
I mean, in the simplest way to look at it, he made being a white rapper okay. But beyond that, he's really redefined hip hop.
I tell it like it is, and when you buy a Slim Shady album, you're gonna get Slim Shady.
He released successful albums such as the Slim Shady.
Wait, that's the album I'm doing right now. That's the Is it two of them or is it one? I know it's the Delta Slim Shady, or is it another one? Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute.
LP and the Marshall Mathers LP.
I feel like if you want to sue me at this point, just take a number because there's a lot of people in line.
His legal troubles have been numerous. He is known for his explicit use of words, often sending out aggressive signals.
A rawness and a keen intelligence and a lyricism and a...
Oh, okay. He got the Slim Shady LP. It dropped February 23rd, 1999. Oh, okay. I don't know if I heard this album. I think I have. Yeah, I think I have. Because it says what my name is. Yeah, I heard that.
mastery of the English language. that few artists, if any, have ever matched, and none will surpass.
Despite that, this rap artist has won the hearts of critics and fans alike, earning more than a dozen Grammy Awards.
People forget that Eminem worked at his use of language.
In terms of like straight up pure skill, he might be the best technician to ever reach that multi-platinum level.
He worked hard to fall in love with language and to find the immense way in which he was able to express himself.
He bases most of his songs on his personal struggles and those of his family members.
I think people appreciated that if you come.
I seen that movie, 8 Mile, bro. And like he lived in a trailer park. Not bashing nobody that lives in there. As long as you got a roof over your head, you good. But the environment, man, try to escape that environment, bro. I wish I could.
Come from a poor background and maybe even your entire life were told that you'd never amount to anything, that's more reason and more motivation to make it. And I can't imagine that there's any rapper in the world who hasn't looked to Eminem and said, if he can do it, I can do it too.
One of the biggest sensations in the rap industry, his albums have all been smash hits.
True. True. Sorry. That Detroit? Oh yeah, it's Detroit. Oh my.
One of the things that it's important for.
Was that a 12 car? Burning 12 cars? Oh, I've never been to Detroit. I've never been. No.
To make it. And I can't imagine that there's any rapper in the world who hasn't looked to Eminem and said, if he can do it, I can do it too.
One of the biggest sensations in the rap industry, his albums have all been smash hits.
Detroit beautiful. Oh, but they burning. Oh my. Damn.
One of the things that it's important for us all is to belong, to actually belong somewhere and belong to someone.
Wait, ain't that the guy that's like, ain't that Peter that's on Eminem album, the Delta Slim Shady? Ain't that him? Or is that some, no, that's another guy on that skit, right? Right? Mm-hmm.
And what defines Eminem's life from day one is that he never belonged anywhere. He was never part of either the family or the community in which he grew up.
Born on October 17, 1972, in St. Joseph, Missouri, Marshall Mathers had an extremely underprivileged and turbulent upbringing. His childhood traumas are a recurring theme throughout his music, and his lyrics paint a dark picture of his early years.
I think the best way to describe his environment is grim. It was poor. It was trailer trash. His words, not mine. It was incredibly an impoverished way to grow up. And as a kid, he was never really like in a stable environment. His mom moved around a lot. You know, she didn't have any sort of like roots that he could hang on to. So I
think that's why most of these people, these YN, jump off the porch. You feel me? And I mean, actually jump off the porch and unalign people, but M didn't do that. You feel me? But I'm just saying, it's like, but as a parent, we try to give our kids. Sorry, I'm putting down. I'm sorry. But we try to give our kids so much as a as a single parent or two-parent household. We try to give our kids the best life we can. It don't matter, like, however you get it, try to support. Like, we work or we collect, whatever. But if you feel me, but we try to do and give our kids the best of life we can. But sometimes it's hard dealing with the system. But still, sorry.
These kids who just ends up being kind of lost as a youngster and not really finding a community that supported him.
At 6 months, his father, Bruce, walks out on him. The abandonment.
Sorry, and that's the issue. Stop walking out on your kids. Stop, because it traumatizes them. When you leave, you don't have to be with the woman or the man, but be there for your kids, twin. Be there for your kid, because your kid needs you the most, more than anything, because they can't teach themselves how to be a man. Only a woman can teach a girl to be a woman, and a man can only teach a boy how to be a man. I'm just saying, twin.
By his father at an early age, left him with no male role model, and worse than that, with a sense that the male who was entrusted into whose care he was entrusted, did not think highly enough of him to stick around and make sure he was okay. And that was the first act of abandonment that Marshall had to put up with. His mother is troubled. His grandmother was an alcoholic who was, allegedly, abused by her mother, which would be his great-grandmother. So he's got this dysfunctional family he grows up in. He moves as a child. Every few months, he's moving from place to place. He's got no stability in his family life, no anchor where he can sit down and say, this is who I am, this is where I live, this is my part of the world. He was deprived of that from an early age, and that had long-term and significant effect, and ultimately drove, his creativity. It's where that genius comes from.
After Bruce Mathers had abandoned the family, it was up to Debbie Mathers to raise the young Marshall as a single parent. It proved to be a tough task, and as a result, their relationship became increasingly volatile.
Anyone who's heard Eminem's music knows his relationship with his mother is very volatile, very violent.
She described herself as an overprotective mother. She described herself as someone who smothered him a bit, as mollycoddled him a bit, and didn't allow him to grow and be a strong, powerful man and be what a male child wants, really, which is go into the world and be a man.
Eminem has never painted a pretty picture of his mom, Debbie Mathers. He's called her a pill popper. He said she was unreliable, that she was never around, that she dated the wrong kind of guys. It was clearly a very difficult relationship that perhaps started out really nicely as when he was a kid, because she nurtured him and he was able to discover music partly because his mom allowed him access to that kind of stuff.
It's as if his mother overprotected him. Now, the thing about maternal overprotection, people sometimes say, oh, what a good mother. She is always there for him, always protecting him, always doing this, that, and the other. But overprotection is a form of neglect. Every bit as neglectful and more difficult to spot than a mother who very overtly neglects a child and leaves a child screaming in the corner. And what she deprived him of, really, was his power as a boy and his power as a man and his masculinity. And I think that defined so much of his later life.
But in the end, it just seemed like she abandoned her kid, as much as his dad abandoned him when he was 6 months old.
Marshall's exceptionally harsh childhood continued throughout his time at school, where he was bullied and beaten on a regular basis.
A white kid moving around constantly from place to place in black schools, black neighborhoods. He was a victim of kind of reverse racism, where he was the white kid. He was alienated from white kids. because he wanted to be a rapper. He was alienated from black kids because he wanted to be a rapper. He was bullied at school. This is not a boy who grows up with a strong sense of his own power, because everybody wants to belong. And the person who's bullied is being told physically and emotionally that you don't belong here. And not only do you not belong here, we are going to punish you simply for who and what you are. And that's what he had a.
And I think that's because of the way M dressed. Okay, it don't matter how he dressed. He know he wasn't trying to be like certain people, bro. Stop it, bro. But I will leave the link in the description below. But yeah, cause our Wi-Fi is tripping right now, so I'm gonna leave the link in the description below. But if you want me to check out the rest of this documentary, the full documentary, I will. I don't know what the heck is wrong with this Wi-Fi. Guess everybody waking up. Oh, all right. I will check out the rest of it if you want me to. If not, I will shut the fuck up. I'm sorry.